Now available in paperback and coming to Kindle Unlimited. John Haynes, Dark Succubus. The man who rules the world is tempted by a sultry succubus in this all-new John Haynes series adventure. Get John Haynes, Dark Succubus in paperback or pre-order on Kindle Unlimited today. Former Major League Baseball star David Ortiz was shot last week in a possible hit made by a Dominican drug dealer as a result of him having an affair with his wife. And when I take a critical examination of the alleged events to have transpired with David Ortiz, it reminds me a lot of the days when I was in high school, because back then, a lot of the girls I went to school with used to go out here and have relationships with these drug dealers. And oftentimes, these 14, 15, 16, and 17-year-old girls would be out here dating these 20, 21, and even up to 30-year-old dope dealers who sold crack in the neighborhood. And because these guys sold crack in the neighborhood, they could provide these girls things that guys my age could not give them, things like Gucci bags, shearling coats, and they could drive them around in their Mercedes 300Es or their Jeep Wranglers. Now, when it comes down to these girls who date these dope dealers, a lot of guys don't understand that the women who date the dope dealers are female predators. And the reason why they are female predators is because these women have their hypergamy activated, and because they are hypergamous, they are looking to get with the man with the most resources. And in most cases, when it comes down to these drug dealers, because these guys are emotional, they are usually extremely dangerous, because most drug dealers are the biggest simps and tricks in the game. And because they are so caught up in trying to get the attention and approval of women and trying to impress them by using their power, which is their 9 millimeters of courage, that makes these guys extremely dangerous to be around. And your David Ortiz, I don't think he understood the danger he was getting involved in by getting involved with a drug dealer's wife. Because, again, your drug dealer's wife is a mercenary, and the women who get involved with drug dealers are mercenaries. And usually, again, it's a dangerous situation because the drug dealer has no real understanding that the person who is the most dangerous one is not the other guy who is out here with his alleged woman. It is the woman herself, because the woman, in many cases, will pit one guy against another, and she will do that to get, one, attention for herself and to cause drama, and she will also do it because she wants to see who can survive to be able to provide her with resources. And in most cases, because the drug dealer is completely clueless to the woman manipulating him and pandering to his emotions, he can't see what's going on as related to how she's setting things up. And I believe your David Ortiz couldn't see how he was also being set up by this woman who was out to get the most resources by manipulating both of these guys. Now, this drug dealer who went out here to put a contract out on David Ortiz, it's clear to me that he was so caught up in his feelings and his emotions over this female that he wasn't thinking critically when he went out here to put this contract for just $7,800 out on the former Major League Baseball star's life. Because had this man been thinking critically, he would have looked at his woman and said, why is this woman having an affair? She's supposed to be with me, and if she's out here with other guys, then maybe I need to cut this woman loose. But instead of cutting this woman loose, he got caught up in his emotions, he got caught up in his macho, he got caught up in his bravado, and he was looking to get respect, not understanding how much of a face he was going to lose by putting this contract out on Big Papi when he should have been checking his wifey. Because any man with critical thinking skills understands that if his woman is out here having an affair with another man, his issue is not with the other man. His issue needs to be with that woman, because it's clear that that woman is not loyal, that it's clear that that woman has no respect for you, and it's clear that this woman is seeing you as a tool she can use, and she is manipulating you like a puppet master, just like she was manipulating David Ortiz. Because your David Ortiz, in this case, was a textbook simp. He was out here buying this woman a $85,000 Lexus, and he was trying to have a relationship with a woman who was already in a relationship. So I see where your David Ortiz was a simp, and I see where this drug dealer was a simp, because both of these men, their problem was not checking the woman. They got caught up in each other, and because they got caught up in each other, this is what led to David Ortiz winding up being shot and putting his life in jeopardy. And most men need to understand that when it comes down to these situations with these dope dealers' girlfriends, they're not situations you want to be in. Now, I remember when I was in high school and I saw these girls with these dope dealers, my main thing was to get as far away from them as possible, because I knew how dangerous these females were back when I was in Park West High School, because they would sit there and they would start stuff with guys and then talk about how they were going to get their man to go fight for them. And these guys didn't even understand how these females were manipulating things and pulling the strings behind the scenes. Again, they were so caught up in their emotions about this woman, they couldn't see how this female predator was putting them at risk, all so that she could get attention and drama for their amusement. And that's something no man should allow to happen, because if this woman can get you emotional and have you fighting another man, what's going to happen is one of you is going to wind up dead, the other is going to wind up in prison, and then she's going to string along two other guys in an attempt to get her entertainment and her amusement. And once she gets her entertainment and amusement, she then goes on looking for other guys to get attention from, because one of you is dead, the other is in prison. And that's something that both David Ortiz, a 43-year-old man, and this Dominican drug dealer should have thought about, because now, again, David Ortiz is recovering from his injuries, and 9 other people have been arrested, and this drug dealer is now, his reputation is not what it was before. Because when it comes down to these women who manipulate men like this, they put you in a position of weakness, because if you go out here and fight the other guy, what happens is you have failed the crap test that this woman has given you. Because when it comes down to these females who go out here and have affairs with other men, what it is part of a crap test to see what you're going to do. And if you go out here and attack the man, you have failed the crap test, because it is for you to check the woman. And if you don't check the woman, that's what's going to make it look like you are a weak man. And the way you check a woman who is out here having affairs with other men is you leave that woman, you drop that woman like a bad habit, and you get rid of that woman. Because if that woman cannot show you the respect you deserve, then you need to get rid of her as soon as possible. And this is something that this drug dealer who married this woman didn't understand, but I'm hoping more men understand, because 30 years ago, many men lost their lives as a result of predatory females like this, and because they couldn't see the game, this is how many of those men lost their lives, as they got played, and one man wound up dead, the other wound up in prison, and both of those men could have had their lives saved had they applied a little critical thinking to a situation where they use the big head on the top of their neck rather than the little one between their legs. If you'd like to see me make more videos like this, you can donate to my Patreon by clicking the link in the description box. Or if you want to donate via PayPal or Cash App, you can click those links and donate that way. And if you want to help me support the publication of the ISIS graphic novel, you may also donate to the Patreon, PayPal, or the Cash App. And if you want to read more about ways to avoid predatory females like this one, you can pick up my ebooks, The Misadventures of Captain Save-A-Ho, Stop Simpin', Why Men Don't Need Finance to Get Romance, or The Man Crisis on Amazon.com by clicking the link in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available in paperback and Kindle Unlimited, ISIS, All That Glitters. The goddess next door takes on a bikini-clad bank robber in this action-packed, all-new ISIS series adventure. Get ISIS, All That Glitters in paperback and Kindle Unlimited today.